This is the continuation of the previous video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Let's begin. And said, then, later on, when we put those skills to use, join us for a little cleanup. We're planning to take care of some nuisances, and it's been a while. The bodyguard inquired. You intend to work at this hour? It's almost dawn. He said, it's fine. We won't be causing any harm outside. On the other hand, CO Aaron held a deep sense of gratitude toward Black Scythe. She may have given up some items, but in return, she had acquired a substantial amount of experience points and gold. And she said, it always feels like I owe something to Black Scythe. Whether it was the leveling up this time or his previous act of saving her life, she felt she hadn't adequately repaid him. Then she said, I want to be of more help to Black Scythe, but it's not that simple. At best, I could offer him low-grade marquise stones or express my gratitude, but it didn't feel like enough. And no matter how much I think about it, I don't know how I can be of assistance. He doesn't seem to need it either. But after a moment, she remembered Min Jury, and she said to herself, well, that wasn't entirely true. Even Black Scythe needed assistance from someone else. Wasn't there a woman in a contract with him who provided continuous buffs? And she added Min Jury, right? The woman in a contract with Black Scythe, and comparing avatars might be fruitless, but she had a pretty face and a lively personality. Plus, she bestows some impressive buffs, and it made sense that Black Scythe kept her by his side. Just having her around provided significant help. Then she said frustratedly, I wish I could be that kind of assistance. In fact, however, she had fairy buffs, but they only offered a thin, protective shield at best. And as a summoner, she had her limitations when it came to providing assistance. Then she said, I need to think about this. After that, CO Aaron stepped out of her apartment and entered the elevator. Her plan was to make a quick stop at the convenience store for some essentials. But suddenly, the descending elevator came to an unexpected halt on the lower floor, and someone said, oh, actress CO Aaron? It was none other than Ryu, her neighbor, and a business associate of Heavenly Demon, and interestingly, a prophet. Then CO Aaron greeted him with a polite nod, and she said, thanks to the information provided by the prophet, we managed to smoothly navigate through round 6. I'm grateful. Thank you. Ryu responded casually, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Then fell silent. CO Aaron observed him thoughtfully and said to herself, he's quite an intriguing person. At just 20 years old, he carries himself with confidence even in the presence of Chairman Heavenly Demon and his business insight. Then she asked herself, could I have displayed such confidence if I were a prophet? In fact, even if she possessed the same ability, she doubted she could exude such self-assuredness. Then she asked Ryu, where are you headed, prophet? Ryu replied, I'm planning to make a quick stop at the convenience store, she said. The convenience store? I was heading there too. At that moment, an idea popped into CO Aaron's mind, and she said to herself, while I couldn't assist Black Scythe directly, I could lend a helping hand to the prophet. Then she said to Ryu, since I'm going the same way, let me run an errand for you. We're neighbors. I can drop off your items on my way back up. Ryu said, no need for that, she said. Still, I received something from the prophet and I want to repay the favor in some way. After a brief pause, Ryu raised his head and said, you can't just send a celebrity to run errands, she said insistently. It's something I'm willing to do. But Ryu insisted on refusing, saying, if word gets out that I had a celebrity running errands for me, your fans will give me a hard time. Hearing that, CO Aaron's head dropped. Even though her face wasn't visible, her disappointment was palpable. But suddenly Ryu said, if you truly want to help, how about giving me an autograph? She was surprised and inquired, an autograph? Seriously? Ryu said, my younger brother is a fan of yours, she said. Oh, you want to give it to your younger brother? I'll gladly do that for you. And she realized he was trying to do something nice for his brother, but somehow it made her a bit sad. As CO Aaron was immensely popular among men in their 20s, but this particular individual seemed uninterested. On the other hand, aged man No Gay was saying to himself, being accepted by the Black Scythe as a party member, who would have thought? And the notion of teaming up with the legendary Black Scythe was beyond his wildest dreams, and he pondered ways to return the favor, feeling useless and despondent. And he said, if only I had skills to assist the Black Scythe. Even his job as a dark mage was unuseful, and a wolf pup cannot aid a full-grown wolf. It only gets in the way. Then he asked himself, what can I offer in this world? Then, An epiphany struck him, and he said, "What does a god need?" Aged man No-Gay's lips curved into a grin, and he said, "The god only needs devout followers." Meanwhile, Ryu browsed flights on his phone, and he said, "I need to visit Russell to recover the durability." And he added with a smile, but the prophecy he shared with him last time might change his reception. But suddenly, Ryu's phone buzzed with an international call, and the caller said, "It's me, Russell Daniel. Is this Mr. Ryu?" Ryu answered, "Yes, I'm Ryu." Then Russell sounded excited and said, "Mr. Prophet, thank you. You saved my life." Ryu inquired, "What happened?" Russell said, "I'll explain when I arrive." Hearing that, Ryu was surprised and asked, "You're coming to Korea?" He replied, "Yes, I've booked my flight." "Is this inconvenient, Mr. Ryu?" Ryu said, "No, I was hoping to meet you. I'll wait at Incheon Airport." Next day, Ryu Min greeted Russell at the airport. Russell approached with a broad smile and said, "Mr. Ryu!" Ryu said, "Welcome to Korea, Russell." After a brief handshake, they headed to the parking lot, and Ryu said, "Let's go. I'll drive." Russell, talkative and eager, spotted the car and said, "Wait, is that a Lamborghini Aventador?" Ryu asked, "Recognize it?" Russell replied, "Do you think my mountain life means I'm out of touch? This car right here is my dream car." Amidst playful banter, the two drove away. Then Ryu asked him, "Any particular place you'd like to visit?" He replied, "I'd prefer somewhere tranquil for a chat." At that moment, Ryu glanced at his watch, pondering for a moment, and he inquired, "Lunchtime already? Shall we grab a bite?" Russell replied, "Yes, please. I've always wanted to try authentic Korean cuisine." Ryu said, "Then let me take you to my favorite spot." And he led Russell to a serene Korean restaurant nestled in Heavenly Demon's Hotel. Thanks to a precautionary reservation, they were seated without delay. Then Russell said, "This place is so peaceful. Is it a Korean eatery?" Ryu smiled and said, "You could say that." The array of dishes served was impressive, eliciting a look of awe from Russell at each course. And he said, "This variety is astonishing. I've never experienced such a meal in my life." Ryu said, "Are you enjoying it? That's great. Dig in. It's on me." Russell said quickly, "No, Mr. Ryu, I can't keep owing you. Let me cover this." Ryu inquired, "Sure you can afford it? It's a bit pricey here." Russell spoke with the confidence of a billionaire. "How much are we talking?" Ryu said, "Around 500 pounds per person." Hearing the price, Russell almost died of shock and asked himself, why so costly? What could possibly justify 500 pounds? He expected a bill no more than 30 pounds. Then Russell masked his shock and replied, "I'll handle it. No issue. Don't worry." Though Russell had been frugal, spending money that wasn't his in the first place wasn't a waste in such a situation. After all, the money Russell was spending had originally come from Ryu. Reading his thoughts, a smile appeared on Ryu's lips, and he said, "Russell, don't fret over the bill. In exchange, can you repair my item like before?" Russell said, "The durability? Absolutely. Just hand it over." And he promptly fixed the bead of eternity and returned it. Ryu said, "Thank you, I'll take care of the bill." Russell said, I feel like I haven't done enough for you." Ryu said to him, "No worries. By the way, you mentioned a near-death experience?" He said, "Oh, about that," recounted a rather ordinary tale. He had formed a party as suggested, hunted for 6 hours, and then fought the boss, narrowly escaping demise. And he added, "If I hadn't followed your advice to level up, things could have been dire, right?" Ryu smiled and said, "I'm glad to have been of help. Did you level up much?" He said happily, "I'm now level 29. Hearing that, Ryu said to himself, "Oh, he reached Heavenly Demon's level." In fact, as a blacksmith, Russell wasn't naturally suited for hunting. However, his skill in enhancing and repairing weapons was invaluable to his party members. It's akin to being a buffer. Then suddenly Russell said, "But I must confess, I feel out of place at times. Can I truly claim to be among the top blacksmiths?" "It's hard to believe," Ryu said with confidence. "With effort, anything is possible. And with my guidance, you can achieve even more." Russell laughed and said, "Your words alone give me strength. With a prophet's support, what's there to fear?" Then he said, "But you must come from an affluent family, Mr. Prophet. You're young, drive a fancy car, and even last time you paid me